She stood there, soaked to the bone. The kind of rain that doesn't just fall, it attacks. Heavy, cold, relentless. It turned the city into a blur of gray and steel. But nobody noticed her. The crowd bustled by under umbrellas, heads down, headphones in, the usual armor of modern life. An old woman, maybe in her late 80s. Frail. Wrapped in a damp coat that clung to her like paper. Her hands trembled as she gripped a cloth tote that had long given up trying to keep anything dry. People glanced, then looked away, as if she were a ghost. One woman hesitated, then crossed the street. A man in a suit nearly bumped into her, didn't even say sorry. She wasn't begging. She wasn't crying. She just stood there. Drenched, disoriented, forgotten. No one knew where she had come from. No one wanted to know. But someone was watching. From across the street, leaning under the shadow of an awning. Hood pulled low. Still. Unmoving. At first glance, he looked like any other bystander escaping the rain, until he moved. He didn't run. He didn't wave or call out. He simply walked. Deliberate. Quiet. Straight toward her. It wasn't until he got closer that a few people began to turn their heads. There was something about him, the walk, the posture, the quiet intensity. And then someone whispered the name. Jason Statham. Not on a movie set. Not behind a wall of bodyguards. No cameras, no entourage. Just a man. A real one. He approached the old woman like he already knew her. But he didn't. She flinched slightly when he stepped into her space, unsure. He knelt down, lowering himself to her eye level, his hands steady, voice low and calm. "Are you all right, love?" She blinked. For a second, it looked like she hadn't heard a kind voice in hours. Maybe days. She mumbled something, incoherent at first. Then clearer. "I got turned around, can't find the station, my husband, he used to." Her voice trailed off. Her eyes drifted. Confused. Not all there. But there was fear. That kind of quiet panic that builds when the world moves too fast and you no longer belong in it. Jason didn't rush her. He offered his arm. She hesitated. Then, slowly, she reached for it. Her fingers curled around his wrist like she was anchoring herself back to the world. And with that, he started walking. No fanfare. No announcement. People began to stop. Some took out their phones, but most just watched. Silenced by the simple humanity of it all. He walked her 4 blocks in the rain. Past cabs. Past people staring. Past the indifference. Holding his jacket over her shoulders. She pointed, weakly, toward a small metro entrance. "That's where her husband used to meet her," she said. "Long ago." Jason nodded. Waited with her. Called a taxi instead. Got in with her. Told the driver where to go, even though she hadn't. He rode with her. Quietly. Just listening. 20 minutes later, they pulled up to a modest apartment complex. He walked her to the door. Waited as she found her key with shaking hands. Before she stepped inside, she looked up at him. Her eyes, clearer now. "Thank you, whoever you are." Jason smiled. Didn't correct her. He just nodded and turned away. Later that evening, someone posted a photo. Blurry. Rain-drenched. Jason Statham, walking beside an old woman, holding an umbrella over her, like she was royalty. No headline. No interview. No hashtag. Just a caption. "Be kind. Someone might be watching. Even if it's just your own soul." And that was it. No viral moment. No press. Just a story some people saw. And most missed. But those who saw it, really saw it, never forgot. Days passed. The photo quietly made its way across a few corners of the internet. Not many people shared it. But those who didn't forget it. It wasn't about fame. It wasn't about Jason Statham. It was about something else entirely. The quiet dignity of helping when no one's watching. The weight of being seen, even when you feel invisible. And how one moment of presence can shift the air in a world that's forgotten how to stop.